Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be reviewing a ton of products that I just picked up from Sephora. July is my birthday month, and so I always save this time period to kind of go after all of the products that I have saved in my shopping cart for like months. It's kind of like an excuse to be like, yes, let's play. So I'm inviting you to play with me. This is going to be a first impressions. I'm not sure based on my filming schedule this week, and just we have a lot of stuff going on. It's the end of quarter. If you're in software sales, you know exactly what that means. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back at the end of the week on camera to tell you my final thoughts about these products. However, what I'm going to do is commit to putting a full summary in the description box of this video of how I feel about all of these products after trying them for an entire week. Let's go ahead and get started. The first one is from Milk Makeup. This is their brand new primer. This is their Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. It's supposed to be a lightweight 90% natural water cream primer that locks on makeup, blurs pores, and controls shine. So for those of you that saw my original Milk Makeup video, I did one where I reviewed the Sunshine Skin Tint and a few other products from them. You saw that I really liked their Hydra Grip primer, which is this one. And so when this came out, I was like, actually that might be more applicable to my skin type just because I tend to get more oily throughout the day. So I wanted to give this one a shot because I figured, like, if I like the Hydra Grip so much, then we'll give the matte one a try. So let's go ahead, and I really like the packaging. First of all, I do have the travel size of this just because I was like, okay, I don't want to buy the full size before, you know, I don't want to commit that much, right? If I like it though, I am going to buy the full size versions. And it's definitely a cream primer. Seems like it's going to be really, really easy to blend onto the skin. Oh yeah, I can feel that this is definitely going to be a mattifying primer. Once you apply it to your skin, it almost becomes like, almost kind of silicone feeling, actually. It's definitely got like that pore filling effect to it, and my face definitely feels super matte. Hang on, we're gonna go see what Obi's barking at. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and apply the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint, and then we'll be back and see how everything looks and feels. What I like about the Sunshine Skin Tint is that it doesn't make your face like too matte. I feel like there's still like a very, very nice lifelike finish to it. So what I can see though, and I did use a very tiny amount of the primer, so I wonder if I need a little bit more, but what I can see is where I have a nice amount of the primer kind of over my pores are definitely covered. You can still see them kind of peeking through, but honestly, like, I have pores. Like, it's a thing, right? It's a thing. The next product we are going to talk about is Anastasia's Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. I have been looking at this product forever, so I'm finally excited to try this out. The description of this is that it's an extreme hold styling wax that lifts and holds brows in place for a feathered effect. Now, I did fill in my brows before getting to this step. Let's kind of see how this goes here. Dipping a spoolie in. Ooh, that is emollient. So I like this because I don't have to actually do anything to wet the wax before dipping a spoolie in here. With the, like, there's a, oh my goodness, yes, this is very sticky. Oh wow, okay. Holy moly, can you see that in the camera? My brows are sticking straight up. The one thing I will say about other brands is that they will also have like a brow wax, but you have to actually spray setting spray into the wax and soften it before you pick it up with a spoolie and then apply to your brows. But I like this a lot because A, first of all, it removes that step of having to, like, you know, wet the product first, and B, can you see how feathered my brows are right now? It's almost like I got them laminated. Like, what the heck? I'm so impressed right now. I did not think that there was a product out there. Because that's what it looks like when your brows are laminated.
What is this? Just spikes.
Yeah, that's what happens. I like it when my brows are this like feathered. Yeah, I really like that product. That was like an immediate A+. I don't even feel like I need to come back and update you guys on this because that was kind of life-changing, actually. This is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow, and I have this in 2 shades because I couldn't choose. So I have this in Smoke and Aura. Let me go ahead and show you the packaging and then get to swatching here. Here's the packaging. That typical Hourglass color here. And let's swatch. Here are the two shades that I have. I have Smoke on top and Aura on the bottom. Now these are really interesting. They're super, super soft to the touch. They almost feel like putty-ish in a way. And so it's a really interesting formula. It's not as glittery as I would have expected, and I don't really think that Hourglass's thing is like big, huge, like glitter particles. Theirs is much more of like a fine glitter, a little bit more refined, a little bit more wearable on a day-to-day basis. I'm not too surprised, honestly, by the finish of these. I think this is actually going to be really, really beautiful on the eyes. Before I apply this eyeshadow though, what I do want to do is actually take the powder bronzer that we're going to be wearing today and apply that into the creases of my eye, just as like a nice layer of powder before I apply these glitter eyeshadows. This is from Gucci, which like out of all of the items here, this was like the most splurgy item of all time. I do love a good bronzer. I've been hearing really, really good things about this powder bronzer, so I was like, okay, I'll try it. First of all, it has a scent. It smells like, this is gonna sound really weird. It smells like rose milk, like rose black tea that you get like at the boba shop. That's literally what this reminds me of. And I have this in the shade 2, by the way. So here is the packaging. Very, very, I mean, it's a luxury product, so I would expect the packaging to be absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and open this. Has the Gucci embossed on it as well. And then I believe, all right, and then underneath it comes with a brush. I never use these brushes. This reminds me a lot of like the Physicians Formula brush that comes in all of their bronzers that I also never use. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and apply this into our crease first. It's picking up really well on my brush. And I would definitely say that is looking quite blendable. As an eyeshadow, it's doing great. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely really enjoy repurposing and using face powders as eyeshadows. Just because I do feel like it's one less thing you have to bring when you're traveling, you know? But also, I do think that it brings a little bit of cohesion to your face, just because if you're using the same tones for your bronzer and for your eyeshadow, I think it's just a really nice effect. Now it comes down to figuring out which shade I want to use from the Hourglass. I think we're gonna go, honestly, I am feeling this smoke shade a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of like the bronzy tones with like a nice silver reflect to it. That has been always my jam, and so when I swatched this in Sephora, I was like, oh, of course I'm going to pick this one up because this is the one that I'm most likely to use. Directions do say to use the fingers, so I am going to use that instead of a brush, and let's go ahead and see how this looks on the eye. And it does say you can layer it. That's actually really pretty. I feel like it's highly reflective without being a huge punch in the face, which again, kind of like how I explained earlier with Hourglass, like that is really, really nice. I actually like this effect a lot. It's building really nicely. I mean, I think that's really great. Okay. So we're actually going to leave this eye look unlined, because we're going to be trying out a mascara from YSL. So for those of you that have watched my channel before, you know that I really like the YSL Lash Clash mascara, which came out, I think it's the most recent one that's come out from YSL, but I wanted to try some of their original formulas as well. This is supposed to give you a false lash effect. We are going to test that out because you guys know I'm pretty hard on my mascaras. I have really, really high expectations when I do mascara reviews. I don't generally like to put on a really heavy liner because how are you supposed to see how the mascara is performing? Here is the packaging. It's a two-tone packaging with a gold component on the bottom, silver component on the top. And here is the brush. Kind of your traditional brushy brush in terms of mascara. You know what I did notice though is I feel like this part of it is quite a bit longer, so I'm guessing that I'll be able to cover quite a bit of my eye as I apply this, and let's go ahead and take care of that. I really like how this mascara looks. This is really nice. This is a totally different experience though than the Lash Clash. And so the reason why, oh, I just noticed that my eye is like really red right here on this corner. And I have a little bit of mascara smudgies. You'll have to excuse me. It's been a long day and I'm filming after work, and so it's been a thing. Anyway, this one feels way more like it's like a gel that's coating every single lash. It feels way, way more wet. It's more liquidy than the Lash Clash. And so depending on if you are a contact wearer or anything like that, this might actually be a really great formula for you, assuming it stays on all day, and I'll let you guys know in the description box how it performs in terms of longevity. But if it does stay on all day long and you are someone who's concerned about flakage, this might be a really good option. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and skip forward from here, and then when I come back, we'll be ready to put on our bronzer, our blush, highlight, and get the show on the road. All right, so let's go ahead and try the Gucci bronzer as a bronzer on our cheeks here. I am super excited about this. It was so easy to blend out on my eyes that I'm kind of thinking like, okay, it's got to perform well on the face too. So let's go ahead and see here. Honestly, that rose milk tea like scent is just, it just makes me laugh. Luckily, that is one of my favorite boba drinks. I love it. So good, but also like kind of odd in a makeup product. Well, I get the hype about this bronzer. It is super blendable and it's actually pretty nice on the skin. All right, I see where they were going with this. Is it worth the price point? Plus the rose milk tea scent? I don't know. I'm gonna have to let you guys know about that in the description box, because you gotta beat my Physicians Formula bronzer that I love so much from the drugstore in order for me to be like really impressed. I really like it. I like how it blended out. There's no splotchiness. Everything looks really smooth, really nice. But there are a lot of bronzers out there on the market, y'all. So I'm gonna give it a week and I'll let you guys know if I think it's worth it. I'm gonna guess probably not because of the price point, but it's nice to have, I guess, in your collection if you want a rose milk tea scented bronzer that performs well. All right, the next product we're going to be talking about is the Huda Beauty Cheeky Tint Blush Stick that just came out as well. This is in the shade Perky Peach. When I swatch this, I think you guys are gonna know exactly why I decided to pick up this shade. So for those of you that watched my Milani Peach review, I was pissed because their blushes were all like, oh yeah, these are peach blushes, but they didn't have that beautiful orangey undertone that I would associate with a peach tone. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe they have a peach tone that's really nice. So I will say, when it's swatched on the back of my hand, this is a very, very soft formula. We are going to test it out on top of powder, which I know is like a big no-no. But lately, I feel like there have been so many like cream cheek products, whether it's a bronzer, whether it's blush, highlight, that still layer really, really well on top of powder. So my expectations, I guess, have now been lifted to say that like, it doesn't matter if you're a cream. I want to know if you can actually also layer on top of powder and layer well. So we're going to break that huge rule and try this out. So I'm just gonna lightly apply to the face. I think that's good for now. I don't want to overdo it because as much as I have been looking for a nice peach blush, I'm still not like a super blushy person. So, all right, let's see how this blends out. And I'm just using the brush that I used for my foundation to blend this out. Let's apply a little bit more. I think you can see it. I think it's just because of the tone that I chose. It's pretty light. Actually, that looks really beautiful. I'm looking at it super, super up close and personal right now, just so I can see if it's picked up any of that bronzer that's underneath or any of the powder, the foundation. And I would say no. And it's also giving me a really, really nice glow to the skin. Now, if I was not a huge fan of highlight, I'd be like, I don't need highlight. I'm nicely glowing. Like, this looks good. But you guys know me. I'm a huge fan of highlight, so I'm still gonna apply a blinding highlight on top of this, but I really like this. This is nice. So one thing I wanted to know about this Huda Beauty Perky Peach Cheeky Tint Blush Stick, that was a lot of words all at once. Highlight layered beautifully on top of this cream blush. Like, I don't feel like the powder was grabbing or anything like that. Now, admittedly, I was using my Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 1 highlighter palette, which these highlights are the most incredible highlights on the market. So that could also be the reason, but super impressed in general just with how my cheeks look. Like, everything looks really good. I'm impressed. So let's go ahead and move on to lips at this point. This is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 Automatic Lip Pencil. This is a matte, all-day wear, comfortable, and ultra gliding, super pigmented for fuller looking lips, and it's supposed to be transfer proof. And I have this in the shade Honey Beige. Here is the packaging, really, really nice, and let's do a quick swatch here. I know, you guys are gonna be like, don't you have a lip pencil in exactly that shade? Yes, but I bought another one.
You have 5.
Are you judging? Yeah, okay. All right, let's go ahead and line the lips here. That was really easy to apply.
It's called automatic. So.
And then we are going to follow it up with one of her lipsticks as well. This is the Huda Beauty Power Bullet Cream Glow Cream Lipstick, and I have this in the shade Moneymaker, which, her names, man. Here's the packaging. I actually really like it. So this is her second time releasing her lip product, so I think that's why, for example, the lip pencil says 2.0 on it, and then I don't know if she also has, no, this one doesn't say 2.0 on it, but I do know that she reformulated her lipsticks, which is why I wanted to pick this up. This is really, really nice packaging. Okay, so this is probably going to be more of a fall tone lipstick for me, but whatever, we're here, so let's do it. It's super comfortable, definitely on the creamy side, but yeah, it's really nice. This is definitely, I think, a look that I will be, or a lip shade that I will be wearing a lot throughout the fall. I think it's really, really nice. It has that nice brown, warm undertone to it that I really like. This is nice. I really like it. Formula-wise, this is so comfortable. All right, let's go ahead and try our final product. This is from Urban Decay. This is their all-nighter long-lasting makeup setting spray, but specifically the Vitamin C Cactus Flower Water version. Now, I have talked about the all-nighter spray before on this channel. I have a huge problem with it because of the scent. I think it smells like a sneeze. Even though it's an amazing setting spray that I use for all of my occasions, like, so for example, if I'm going to a party, if I'm going to a wedding, I always use the all-nighter, but I only use it on those occasions because I can't stand the smell of it. So when they released this one, and they said, I believe, that it smells differently than the original all-nighter, I was like, yes, I am willing to try that out. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. You guys, it doesn't smell like a sneeze. Wait, what does it smell like? It kind of just smells like a nice flower. This is nice.
Cactus flower.
Yeah, touche. All right, okay, let's go ahead and try this on the face. Ow. Spritzer is really nice. I'm obsessed with the fact that it doesn't smell like a sneeze. This is a very exciting day for me. So when I sprayed it and kind of waved my arm through it, I did get some of the spray on my arm. It feels a little sticky, but I think it'll set my makeup down really nicely. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do a product roundup at this point now that my makeup is completely finished. So for the Milk Makeup Matte Primer, I do want to try this for the rest of the week. I want to see how it performs under a bunch of other kinds of foundations, just to see in general, does it help with the staying power? Does my skin actually stay mattified throughout the day? Right now, I would definitely say my skin looks pretty good. It looks super, super smooth, but I do have a layer of translucent powder on top of that, so I would kind of assume that it would, but I'll let you guys know how I feel about this. I definitely think, oh my gosh, the Anastasia Brow Freeze, if you guys like the look of laminated brows, you must go out and get this product. This was incredible AF. I'm super impressed. My brows look awesome. The Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadows, I actually really like this. What worries me though is the price point of these, because I do know that Hourglass tends to be more expensive than some of the other brands out there. I do think that my eyeshadow looks beautiful. It was very easy to apply. I would actually say that these eyeshadows would make for a really nice one and done formula where you can actually apply it with your fingers, take a crease brush like this without even bronzer on it, and you can actually really easily blend that out and just kind of, you know, go and do the rest of your day with just a one eyeshadow look, and I think it would be really beautiful. I'm curious to see the staying power on this. Right now I don't see any creasing, which is great. I do feel like for glitter eyeshadows, creasing is a huge part of what makes it a good eyeshadow, and so right now I'm not seeing any creasing, even though my eyes are definitely, I'm getting to that point now where I'm noticing like my skin is creasing on my eyelids because, you know, age. So I'm impressed to see that none of that creasing has happened, at least in the last couple of minutes here where I've had my makeup completely done. The Gucci bronzer, I mean, I really like how my face complexion looks. I will just include the two products here. Both of these performed really well. I did feel like for the Huda Beauty, I had to layer it up quite a bit. I do wonder though if it's because of the shade that I chose, just because it is a bit of a lighter shade, and I am definitely very much in my summer, more tan kind of a skin tone right now. So I actually wonder if you are a little bit more pale than me, that you may not have to layer it as much as I did, but I mean, I think it looks really nice, and I really love how it layered on top of powder. I think it did a really nice job. The mascara, sorry to go from eyes to face and then back to eyes, the mascara I actually really like as well. What I ended up doing after I put on all of my complexion products is I actually went in and did a second coat of mascara, and it didn't clump or anything, so I think my lashes actually look pretty good. I would say this one, for the most part, since it's day one of using it, it seems to be a little bit less volumizing than the Lash Clash mascara, also from YSL, but I think the reason for that really is truly just because this one is more of a gel formula, more of that liquidy formula, versus being kind of drier and a little bit more fibery, if that makes sense. So just something to consider from that perspective. And then the two lip products that came from Huda Beauty, this is definitely a combination that I will be saving for the fall, so you're gonna see me pull this out quite a bit when we get to those cooler months, because I just think, well, I could wear this during the summer too, but for the most part I'm kind of like, I'll save it for the cooler months. And then the final product that we tried was the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So this one is supposed to be a little bit more hydrating, I think, than the original All Nighter, and so I'm curious to see if it holds up the same as the original. But if it does, the fact that it doesn't smell like a sneeze, I'm all about that jazz. Seriously, yes. Thank you, Urban Decay, for hearing all of us that have scent concerns with our makeup. So yeah, all in all, this was a super fun and pretty successful, I would actually say, Sephora haul. Don't forget to look at the description box to see how I feel about all of these products at the end of the week. You can kind of consider that my final review, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As per usual, if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to our channel and like this video, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
You know,
Yes.
bite it.
No. Thank you. Ow.